Welcome to the Verification Guide How-To video, brought to you by the Financial Aid Office here at Eastern Oregon University. We created this video as a tool to help families like yours complete their verification. In this presentation, we will review what verification is, what is required, and how you can complete your verification. The U.S. Department of Education selects certain FAFSA applications to be checked for accuracy. This means the Financial Aid Office is required to gather specific documentation from the student to prove accurate FAFSA information. Until all of the verification documentation has been received and processed, a student cannot receive federal financial aid. Sometimes, students will experience changes to their financial aid eligibility following the verification process. We provide a verification worksheet that lists all of the information you need to submit to us in order to process your verification. The questions asked on the verification worksheet are required by the Department of Education. It is important that you complete the correct verification worksheet for your student type. If you are a student that is required to provide parent information on the FAFSA, you are considered a dependent student. If you do not need to provide parent information on the FAFSA, you are considered an independent student. If you are unsure about which verification worksheet you need to fill out, you can use your Mountie Hub account to see which worksheet has been requested. Simply follow these steps. Log into Mountie Hub through your One Login portal. Click on Financial Aid. Click on My Eligibility. Select the appropriate aid year. Click on Student Requirements. This page of your Mountie Hub account will show you what requirements are outstanding and need to be completed. The requirements page will also show you exactly what documents are needed. Dependent students will need to submit the following information: Dependent Verification Worksheet, Tax Return Transcript or IRS Data Retrieval Tool completion for both student and parent tax filers, W-2s and Schedule C, K, or F for both student and parent. If you were able to successfully use the IRS Data Retrieval Tool when completing the FAFSA, we will not need tax return transcripts. For independent students, you will need to submit the following: Independent Verification Worksheet, Tax Return Transcript or IRS Data Retrieval Tool completion for student and spouse if married for tax filers, W-2s, also Schedule C, K, and F for student and spouse if married. If you are married and you and your spouse successfully completed the IRS Data Retrieval Tool when completing the FAFSA, we will not need tax return transcripts. The verification worksheets can be found on the EOU website, eou.edu/FAO/FAO-forms. Make sure that you select the correct aid year and the correct type of worksheet. We are going to begin by going over the Dependent Verification Worksheet. If you are an independent student, use the link in the comment section to skip into the Independent Verification Worksheet section of this video. Section A is the student's contact information. Please use the address that is your legal residence. For most students, this is their parent's address. Section B is household information. In this section, you will list everyone in your house: yourself, your parent or parents, siblings under the age of 24, and any other dependents that receive at least 51% of their support from your parents. You will need to list name, age, relationship to you, if they are going to college, and if they will be enrolled in college at least half-time. If they are not in college, you can leave that box blank. Section C goes over parent tax information. If parents filed taxes, they check the box that says yes. If they had any of the 3 unusual circumstances, they will need to check the corresponding box. If not, they will check no and complete subsection C1. If your parent did not file taxes, they will check no. If your parent files a non-IRS income tax return, they will need to download the supplemental form for individuals with unusual circumstances. If your parents will not file taxes and are not required to, they will need to download the supplemental form for parent non-tax filers. In both instances, you will skip to Section D. Section C1 asks if the parent used the IRS data retrieval tool. If the parent has not used the data retrieval tool, this section provides information on how to get a copy of their tax return transcript from the IRS. Section D asks the same tax filing questions for the student. If you filed taxes, check yes. If you had any of the 3 unusual circumstances, check the corresponding box. If not, check no and skip to Section D1. If you did not file taxes, check no. If you filed a non-IRS income tax return, check yes and download the supplemental form for individuals with unusual circumstances. If not, skip to Section D2. Like the parents, Sections D1 ask if student used IRS data retrieval tool. If the student has not used the IRS data retrieval tool, the section provides information on how to obtain a copy of the tax return transcript from the IRS. For students who did not file taxes, you will want to complete Section D2. If you were not employed, check the corresponding box. If you were employed but did not file taxes, please list where you worked, if the W-2 is attached, and how much you made in wages. We will need a copy of all W-2s in order to process your verification. Please initial the box stating you did not file taxes or were not required to file taxes. Section E asks about student and parent assets. If the answer is not applicable, please enter a 0 in the box. These questions are based on the day you did your FAFSA. IRA and retirement plans are not considered investments for verification purposes. Section F is the certification of your verification worksheet, stating that you are providing accurate information to the best of your knowledge. Please read through this page, check the box stating you understand and answered all applicable questions, and attached all required documentation, and sign. The student and one parent are required to sign the verification worksheet. Now, on to the independent verification worksheet. Dependent students, please use the link in the comments section to skip to tax information. Now let's review the independent verification worksheet. Section A asks for your contact information. Please use your permanent address. Section B asks for your household information. Please list yourself, your spouse if married, your children that you provide at least 51% of their support, and other dependents that live with you that you will provide at least 51% of their support. You will need to list their name, age, relationship to you, where they are attending college, if they are, and if they will be enrolled at least half-time. If they are not in college, you can leave that question blank. Section C asks about student tax filing. If you filed taxes, please check the yes box. If you had an unusual circumstance, please check the corresponding box. If you did not have an unusual circumstance, check the corresponding box and skip to Section C1. If you did not file a U.S. income tax return, please check no. If you file a non-IRS income tax return, check yes and download the supplemental form for individuals with unusual circumstances. If you will not file a non-IRS income tax return, please check no and skip to Section C2. Section C1 asks if you, the student, used the IRS data retrieval tool in the FAFSA. If you did, select the corresponding box. If you did not, this section provides information on how to get a copy of your tax return transcript from the IRS. Section C2 asks students who did not file taxes about their work and income. For students who did not work and had no income, please provide an explanation of how you were able to support yourself and your household for the year, specific to the year being reviewed for your FAFSA. If you were employed but did not file taxes, please list where you worked, if the W-2 is attached, and how much you made in wages. We will need a copy of all W-2s in order to process your verification. Please initial the box stating that you did not file taxes and were not required to file taxes. If you are married, we will also need your spouse's initials if you are both non-tax filers. For independent students who are non-tax filers, you will need to order a verification of non-filing letter. This letter may be obtained either online at www.irs.gov or by completing a 4506T form and faxing the completed form to the IRS. Section D asks about assets information for the student as of the day you completed your FAFSA. IRAs and retirements are not considered investments for verification purposes. Section E is the certification of your verification worksheet, stating that you are providing accurate information to the best of your knowledge. Please read through this page, check the box stating you answered all applicable questions and attached all required documentation, and sign the verification worksheet. Now, on to the next section for both dependent and independent students. Tax information. In order to process your verification, we are required to check your tax information. You can submit this documentation through one of two ways. Use the IRS data retrieval tool in the FAFSA, or order a tax return transcript. This section will go over how to do both of these options. The IRS data retrieval tool pulls your tax information directly into the FAFSA from the IRS. This information comes in redacted, so your personal information is only available to the financial aid office that you listed on your FAFSA. During the FAFSA application, you will be asked about filing taxes. For this presentation, we are going to look at the student section screenshots. The parent section looks exactly the same. Be sure you pay close attention to the tab headers in your FAFSA. Answer the question, did you file taxes, and what are your filing status? Then answer if you filed a Puerto Rican or foreign tax return. If you are eligible to use the IRS data retrieval tool, you can click on the Link to IRS button. By clicking this button, you will be taken to the IRS website. From there, you will enter your information exactly as it is found on your tax return. Some of the information will already be entered for you. It is important to note that this needs to be completed exactly how your taxes are done. If you live on Jackson Street and street is spelled out, you will need to spell out street. If you're listed as Jackson ST, you will need to type in Jackson ST. Once your information is entered, click Submit. This next page will show you exactly what information is going to be transferred to your FAFSA. Check the box stating you want to transfer your information and then click Transfer Now. By clicking Transfer Now, this will take you back to the FAFSA, and you will see that your information was transferred into your FAFSA from the IRS website. Your information is redacted, so only the financial aid office will see this information. If you are not able to use the IRS data retrieval tool on your FAFSA or do not want to use it, you can order a tax return transcript. To order a tax return transcript, you will need to log on to www.irs.gov and click on Get Your Tax Record. This will give you the option to create an electronic account where you can download a PDF of your tax return transcript or order one by mail. Click on Get Tax Record. Choose if you would like to create an electronic account and download a PDF of your tax return transcript or order one by mail. If neither of these options work, you can order a copy of your tax return transcript using a 4506T form or a 4506T EZ form. We recommend typing your information into the form, printing, and then signing your form. The IRS requires that this form be clear of all mistakes and legible. We have seen requests be denied as forms were either too hard to read, had things crossed out, or forgotten. If you need assistance completing this form, please feel free to contact us in the financial aid office. You can also contact your local IRS office, and they may be able to help you get a copy of your tax return transcript. Please make sure that you order a tax return transcript. There are other options, so be sure you are ordering a tax return transcript. Please also make sure to order the correct tax year. Once you have completed the entire verification worksheet and compiled all of your necessary additional documentation, you will want to send all completed documentation and attachments to our office. You can submit your verification documents a number of ways. You can scan and email your documents to fao@eou.edu. You can fax your documents to 541-962-3661. You can send your documents to our secure online Dropbox. You can mail your documents to Eastern Oregon University, Attention Financial Aid Office, 1 University Boulevard, IH 104, LeGrand, Oregon 97850. Or you can drop your documents off at our office, Inlow Hall 104, on the main campus in LeGrand. Once we have received your documentation, we will begin processing your verification. It is important to submit your verification documents as soon as possible so we can have your information processed and updated prior to the start of the term. Verification does prevent federal and state financial aid from paying out to your student account. Since processing your verification may change your financial aid award package, we will send you an email letting you know your verification has been processed. You can use your Mountie Hub account to view your updated financial aid package. If you have any questions at all during this process, please reach out to our office. You can email us at fao@eou.edu, call us at 541-962-3550, or come into our office in Inlow Hall 104. We are open Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. You are welcome to schedule a time to meet with a counselor or just stop in and someone will be happy to help you with this process. Thank you and have a great day.